The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Good afternoon. This is Ken Gidge, and this is the Art of Politics. At this point, I usually yell and scream, the Democrats are the best, but I must tell you, I am so sorry for the Republican voter. Last night, we saw the worst debate, or I should say the greatest debate that's ever taken place. But having said that, I feel so sorry for the Republican voter. What are you going to do? But this is the Art of Politics, and Al Baldessaro is in Texas with Trump.
He certainly
is. Here you are. Mr. Burt, how are you, Representative?
I'm very good.
All right, you're from Goffstown.
I am.
Let's say hi to Goffstown. Go ahead.
How are you doing, Goffstown? And
who do you want to say hi to?
Well, I always like saying hi to my neighbor Rachel and her fine husband Henry.
Isn't the police department, a fire department, or people like that?
Well,
unions?
we're doing our budget right now, so I just told everybody not to vote for the fire station expansion.
Don't vote for the fire
Yes.
station expansion. How do you get voted in? I can't figure it out.
Because people agree with me.
Well, I cannot understand. And you're against unions too?
Not totally. I don't have a problem with unions.
You don't?
I have a problem with public unions.
What do you mean public unions?
Private unions, I have no problems with.
Oh, you mean public as in school?
Yeah, school.
You don't like school unions?
School unions are abusive. Now, the teachers even tell me this. I have a lot of support from the teachers.
I see.
Because the teachers even hate their unions.
Really?
Yes.
All the teachers hate the unions?
Not all.
Yeah, the majority.
So I'm sure.
I'm
sure not every teacher votes for me.
The absolute majority loves the unions. But you have always, you know what I love about the Republicans, ladies and gentlemen? What I love about the Republicans simply is there's always a kernel of truth in what you say. The rest of you guys are lying, terrible.
But see, I never do that.
You know something?
I always tell the truth.
If we all talk like Trump, I love it. I didn't like Trump, but I love Trump now.
Well, did you see who just endorsed him?
No, who?
Christie. Governor Christie.
No, wait a minute. Christie, but who endorsed Christie here?
Now, the Speaker of the House, a good friend of mine, Sean Jasper, Speaker Jasper, endorsed Christie. So I put on Facebook, now does this mean, Al Baldessaro and
the
Speaker Jasper
will be friends? The answer is no.
Well, they have to be because they're supporting the same guy
now.
I
don't know now. I mean, Sean doesn't have to support, the Speaker does not have to support. Wait, you say good friends. How can you say good friends when you're in the row of what?
Well, I'm in Murderer's Row.
Murderer's Row.
Yes.
And he likes you. No, you don't. For people who don't understand, the people who gave Sean Jasper, the Speaker of the House, the worst time, what he did is he put everyone in one row who gave him a hard time, right in the middle so he can look directly at him. And who is right in the middle of Murderer's Row? Right in the middle.
Representative Al Baldessari.
Al Baldessari. Now, what people must understand is seating is very, very important.
It is.
Now, the reason seating is important, after you've been there a couple years, you're working on more bills.
Yes.
So you're going to be up more, you're going to be going out more. So if they put you in the middle, everybody has to get up for you to, because you can't, the seats are so close together, you can't fold your legs.
No, we can't.
You can't fold your legs.
No.
So if somebody is getting out, even though you stand up and the seat folds in, they're still rubbing against you.
Well, our good friend, the former speaker, Bill O'Brien, Representative O'Brien, sits right next to me. He does have a row.
It's out of respect, for God's sake.
It should be, but I sit next to him, and then 2 seats over from me, we have the Jack in the Box.
Who's that?
A good friend of mine. I do like him a lot.
Well, go ahead.
J.R. Hoole, representative from Dunbarton. But,
okay.
You know, I told the speaker one time, I said, the guy's like a Jack in the Box. Every time something goes on, pew, he's up and running across. So I have to, you know, stand up, and, you know, which is fine. You know, he wants out. But he's very active, buzzing around, talking to people.
I don't think people understand. It could be, because once when I was doing radio, I heard a representative talking about seating, and I said, "Oh, how petty! They're talking about where they sit."
Yeah.
But since I've been there, I realized that if you're working on a lot of bills, and that is really the only time we're all together.
Yes.
You know, I mean, usually there's a place where representatives do hang out and get to know one another. Well, there's none. So it's only 1 day or 2 days a week when we're all in the same room. So that means if you're working on bills, if you've been there a while and you're working on bills or you're making speeches, you have to get up a lot.
Yes.
So they put Al Baldessari right in the middle.
Yeah. Well, Al was the most vocal.
Oh, he was awful.
Well, he still is.
He still
Very
is.
vocal.
And by the way, he usually sits right there.
Yes, he does.
And he's in Texas with
with Trump. So I got to get a message to him because I left it on Speaker Jasper's Facebook page.
No.
I wrote on there that now him and Al Baldessari have to be friends because they support the same guy. Because I said, the person you picked, Mr. Speaker, is now endorsing Trump, and I, you know, so then I can't remember, somebody wrote in. Oh no, it was another rep. I can't remember. Joe LaChance. He puts a sneaker, a big sneaker that says Trump with his picture on it, you know, on the side of the sneaker, and he goes, "We're gonna have a lot of fun with this." And I don't know where the sneaker came from.
Yeah,
but I said, I can see a floor speech about this.
Oh, God. I mean, you know, ladies and gentlemen, if you're into politics as we are, let's play off camera too a lot, because I love yelling at camera too. Yeah, right there. I yell at that. I talk to that all the time. You know why I talk to it?
Why?
Because they can see you too, and they can see what I really feel sorry for you guys. I really feel sorry for the Republicans. I honestly do.
I'm happy.
I think that it is the most disgraceful, awful. What we saw last night with Trump, with Cruz, with Rubio.
How come Trump is 46%?
Absolutely awful.
So why is Trump so popular? Even by the Democrats. There's a huge following from the Dems.
Well, I mean, they're not going to vote for him. Take my word for it. No.
Some are telling me. Some of the moderate Democrats that vote for me are telling me.
There are no moderate Democrats who vote for Trump.
I have Democrats in Goffstown that vote for me.
Well, look who you are. You're a murderer's row, for God's sakes. You're considered one of the worst people in the state house. In your own party, there's a lot of people who don't like you.
No.
In your own party, they don't like you.
Our friend Tim Horgan,
House,
Representative Horgan, said I'm one of the most liked representatives in the State House.
I don't like him, and he's in my party. No.
Oh, I like Representative Horgan.
No.
Yeah, he's probably to the extreme I am.
No, but what I meant is that you're a murderer's row, so guess what? You have a part of the Republican Party that doesn't like you. It's the party of
that's been since day
one.
one.
So, I mean...
But you know why we love murderers, bro? Because when the speaker looks at his his scoreboard thing, or his computer, monitor,
Yeah.
and he sees red, green, green, red, red, on all these roll
Yeah.
calls, I guarantee you, there's a dash of red or it's a dash of green sitting in the
Are
center.
you sure that's the way it works, though?
It is, because I look, because I've been appointed captain
Okay.
of Murderers Row.
Okay.
And I look and I make sure everybody's voting the right way, which is my way.
Right way.
Yes.
Yeah.
And every now and then we have somebody like Representative Bates or Brewster will stray from us, and I'll say, you guys, come on, straighten out.
You know something, ladies and gentlemen, this is really, really important for everybody to know and to realize, and that is quite simply that it is one shame, big shame, that it's the Republicans that do not give people the opportunity to vote their conscience, which is in our Constitution, which the man over here who has his book didn't even know it.
Yeah.
Him and Baldessaro don't even know the word. Well, you can pronounce it. You can probably spell it. Al can.
Yes.
No, I mean. And by the way, I watched that debate, and there I saw Bill O'Brien was in the audience.
Oh, he was.
So
I didn't see the debate. I
Well,
was
he's
busy.
with Cruz.
Yes, well, I am too. I'm a Cruz guy.
You're kidding me.
I love Cruz. Cruz is truly the Constitution.
You know something? Look, guys.
Right here.
You know.
Al Baldessaro wanted to make sure I brought this.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
Well, he says that you'll cringe every time I pull this out. You're like,
no,
That's what he told me.
Because
is he fibbing to me?
Oh, he's a lying son of a gun. We all know that. Don't show that. Take that out there, Richard.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to edit this right out.
He will underline it and send him a copy.
I got an old state rep friend over in Claremont. I didn't realize our show was aired there.
Yes.
Your show, I mean.
Yes.
Yeah, so we should say hi to Claremont.
Yes, Claremont. Where are you? What camera are we at? One camera's not working. Two's not working, I don't think. Is two working?
Yeah, that's the one's
Well, I
working
know
right
it's
now.
working, but there's usually a red light.
Yeah.
But it's not working.
Well, but he called me up and he said, John, you do a good job slapping Ken around. And Al Baldessaro, I have to admit, does even a better job. and I have been told that I'm too nice.
Oh. Well, no. And from what I understand, they're doing a show like ours up there.
Oh, in Claremont?
Similar to that, yeah.
Really? Yeah.
So I thought that was really kind of neat.
Well, I'm uploading my TV show now to the NHCCM,
Yes.
New Hampshire.
Yes.
I'm not sure exactly
Yes.
what it's. I know God would know what it meant.
Well, I have to pay God today or
yes.
pay that to get onto it, yes.
Well, what's funny is White River Junction, I think it's Heartland,
Yeah.
they download my show.
Do they?
Now, is it because I'm the token Republican in Vermont? Or am I from, because I'm from Vermont. So
yes.
I don't know why they download my show, but they do, so I'm assuming they're airing it.
Well,
I figured that, they must be downloading my show going, oh, all we got is liberal shows over here. We need at least one
what do
conservative.
you mean liberal shows? You think
Democrat.
that's all there is over there?
Oh, poor Vermont is gone.
Poor Vermont. Well,
Vermont left me 20 years ago.
Okay. Well, Al Baldessaro does a show, and let me tell you, if you think the show that I do with Al, going after Al, is bad, you ought to hear him on his show. So
Up in Derry, right? Or Londonderry.
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 Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't
Yes.
know he did another show.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
So, well, he hasn't done it for a while because he's using these shows. But having said that, I went over there, and the way he started off on me, I couldn't believe it. And I'm going, I says, excuse me, and then I went after him, and then we got into this great argument. And when the show is over, the people in the room, they went, great for you. You really got him. You really got him. This is what we need over here. So I guess it's just so awful over around the state of New Hampshire. And by the way, very few Democrats do shows.
No, yeah, that's true.
This
Why?
is true.
Why?
I have no idea why. And in fact, you're sitting there, but if I could get a Democrat to sit there or here with three, they won't come on.
Yes.
Democrats will not come on. They will not come on if Al Baldessaro was. They won't come on if I'm here alone.
Well, now some of Democrats don't like truth.
Well, I'm talking about me.
Well, I mean, we can have a conversation, but and I know the Republicans have a few of these guys too.
They don't know how to do it, though.
Well, that's true.
They don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
You see, I have a rule, and I did this with Bill O'Brien, and he got a little upset. I would ask a question, and you can answer the question, but he had this. He's a great speaker.
Yes,
And
he
very
is.
intelligent.
Yes.
Because I would just listen to him, but he would wander on to another reservation, and I will stop.
Well, that's
and
a
say,
politician.
yeah, well, I would stop and say, no, you answer this question, but here's another question, or you ask me a question.
Yeah.
So people really don't know how to talk with the Republicans. That's the problem.
Well, I didn't think they have a problem talking to politicians.
They're not afraid of Republicans. I don't know. Maybe I don't know why. Yeah, especially Al Baldessaro. Let's face it. You can't. You get on with him, and he's like a Trump.
He is, and that's why he's popular.
Who, Al?
Oh, they love him in this town.
Oh God, I know it. They had the.
He's #1 vote.
Yeah,
has been for
in
years.
his town, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he is a veteran. He does a lot for the veterans. Let's face it.
Yes,
he really
he
does.
does.
And he's out every single night.
Yeah. And he's got a beautiful wife that supports him right to the...
Who is a Republican. How could this happen?
Yeah. Well, I interviewed my second wife.
Your second wife?
Yes. Yeah. My current wife, the most beautiful woman in the world, I didn't want to mess up.
You interviewed her?
Well, basically.
No, ladies and gentlemen, we're learning a little bit about it.
No, because I hate...
Your lovely wife, what's her first name?
Phyllis.
Phyllis.
She's a nurse.
Are you Phyllis, nurse? Are you ready? Yeah. He interviewed you. Let me...
Well, I was even going to...
Did you get her to sign
Well, I jokingly said I was going to have a psych valve done on her because my my ex-wife is, crazier than a loony bin.
Of course you weren't.
No,
it wasn't my fault. Saying it's a son of a gun. Okay.
No, see, I hate divorce. Divorce is terrible. It destroys families. And I said, you know what? If I'm going to get married again, I'm going to make sure it's right.
So what? No, don't. Okay.
So what I did is
what?
I sat down with my now wife that I'm going to be married to for the rest of my life.
And you interviewed her.
Well, we talked.
No. You said interview.
Well,
okay.
yes.
What were the questions you asked her?
Are you conservative?
Are you conservative?
Because I couldn't marry a Democrat.
You couldn't marry a Democrat. How awful you are.
Because I want to live in harmony.
Awful.
I know.
You are.
I'm telling you, Ken.
You're so extreme.
Could you marry
How could you
Sarah Palin, which is a nice-looking lady?
Marry Sarah Palin.
Yeah, if you didn't meet your current wife, which is a real nice...
love to debate her. She would be a lot of fun.
What would happen if you were married to her? People just... I know a lot of...
Hold on a second. You're John and this is Phyllis. We're not talking about Kenny and Sarah, okay? So what were the questions? Are you a Republican, basically?
Yeah, and do you live debt-free?
Live debt-free.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
God.
A what?
Religion.
Okay, well, got to be a Republican, live debt-free, and got to be a Christian.
Yeah, that's right.
She couldn't be Jewish, or she couldn't be Hindu, or she couldn't be Buddhist.
I guess I would look at those.
Okay, so
so that wouldn't have been a deal breaker on.
All right, so Christian. Well, let's get this straight.
Yeah,
okay,
Christian. So Christian.
Okay, what else?
She's Catholic, so that's definite.
All right. Go ahead.
Trying to think what else.
She ever steal? Does she have a police record?
Well, her Second Amendment, because I am a huge Second Amendment fan.
Guns
and I asked her about that. If you have a problem with guns, because I'm going to be bringing a lot of guns into the relationship, and I grew up with brothers, and my father has a bunch of guns, and I'm like,
how many? What kind of family does she come from? How many?
Well, there's 4 brothers.
She's got 4 brothers.
But she has. Well, Goffstown has almost 18,000 people.
Yeah.
And probably a third of it is St. Ange. And I'm exaggerating some. But
her name is...
her last name is St. Ange, and it's huge in Goffstown.
Did you meet her in Goffstown?
No, met her online.
You met her online?
Yes.
Were you in Goffstown at the time?
No, I was living in Vermont.
With your wife?
No, I was living
Playing?
in Woodsville.
Shame on you. You were married and
No,
you
I
were
was
on
divorced.
the internet.
I was divorced.
Ladies and gentlemen, we caught another Republican.
No. Yeah, so she agreed to all of it, and she's like, yeah, no, this is great. You know, we talked about debt-free because I believe in living debt-free, and she says, well, you always have a car payment. And I said, no car payment.
So she had to pay off her car before you'd marry her.
Well, I helped, and so we got rid of that.
Ladies and gentlemen.
You know, but that allows me to be a state rep, that we live debt-free.
Oh, I see.
You know, because if I had a
So
car
what about
payment,
her? How about if she wants to do something? Would you stop being a state representative?
Yes, if I had to, you know, I am looking at a job. You know, I may not run again, and if I don't, you know, the reason I'm going back.
Is there a job I could do?
Well, the reason is because when I became a state rep in 2010, you know, basically we're not going on vacations. We don't go out as much because prior to that, I used to make really good money in the tree business. And, you know, we'd go to Alaska, the Caribbean, Florida, you know, Busch Gardens, and, you know, we would travel all over and have a grand time. And we would go out to nice dinners. Well, now that I'm only getting paid $100 a year, you know, things are different.
You know, it's so interesting. If you by that job, by the way,
Yeah.
if you could give me the people, if it's something I could do, how sad it is when you think about it for a moment. I live with the $100 a year. I understand that.
Yeah.
But when it costs you money, literally money to do this,
Yes.
you know, it can cost you $25,000, $30,000, $40,000 a year. It
Easy.
can cost you.
Yeah, my income's down a lot.
Yeah. So when you look in those terms, people have to ask, what do they do it for?
That is true. I get asked that all the time.
Yeah. What do you do it for? So, it's so complicated. But anyway, I don't think people really understand. You're not going. I didn't go on a vacation last year.
Yes.
At all.
Yeah, a lot of reps. And some people say, oh, they're all old, retired people.
That's not true.
That's it. I'm 55. I was 50 when I joined.
No.
You know, when I got elected as a state rep. You know, I'm 55 now, and, you know, I'm going to...
Here in New Hampshire, it's so odd. The third largest governing body in the English-speaking world. People,
Yes.
It doesn't register to people. We're so big. We're the only volunteer government in the United States.
Yeah, true
It
true
really
volunteer.
cost us money to do the job. In
It does.
fact, I have a complaint. Can we get back on this camera? Ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to believe this. We get 50-something cents a mile. Now I think they brought it down 2 cents. And do you realize that I got something in the mail that I'm being taxed for the money I get for driving to Concord? Did you know that? And not only that do you know what I'm called, ladies and gentlemen? You no longer have to call me a state representative or Representative Burt. Call us vendors, because that's what it says. We are vendors.
Yeah, I saw that vendor
Excuse
number.
me.
Yeah.
Excuse me. We are state representatives. Can't we get rid of vendors?
Yeah.
Call it anything else you want to. Call it kings and queens. I don't care. I don't want to be called a vendor.
I agree.
You know, is nothing wrong with a vendor. But how many vendors do go out, get voted in?
And spend money.
It's a lot of money
Yes.
in some cases. Then we're called a vendor, and then we're charged on the 55 cents a mile we get. That's not even tax-free.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I agree.
All right.
That was the Democrats that are taxing your income.
That was a mouse or a rat, I think, that was talking. Last year was God. Last
Yes.
week was God. The Democrats, my foot. But stop and think for a moment. We're state representatives. Can't we get word of you want to start something to get rid of the word vendor? I don't want to be called a vendor.
Well, if I rerun, we should put a bill in together.
To get rid of the word vendor. And then
Because we're elected officials.
Yes.
Well, Representative Marples, you know, he's got to be, well, at least 108.
Yeah.
And he's a great guy. I mean, boy, he knows a lot of stuff. I love sitting talking with
There's
him.
nothing wrong with their mind.
He puts a bill in to do away with them taking Social Security out of the $100 I get paid.
Oh, yes, yes.
I supported it, and they were like, no, you're employees. And Representative Baldessaro, Al goes, what do you mean we're employees? Like workers' comp and everything? Yeah, we get workers' comp.
Well, you get, no, you get workers, because I fell down. I slipped, they didn't, I fell on the ice, I broke my iPad, was cracked.
Oh, at the State House?
Yeah, I went in for a CAT scan, and so the nurse gave me workers' comp bills, and I'm going to send them to them.
Really?
So we do have workers' comp.
So is that why you vote the way you do? Because you hit your head?
No, I have you on here for Murderers Row, because no Democrats will come on here. I'm sick of it. What? How about a little respect? I don't want to be called a vendor.
I agree.
I'm a state representative.
That's
I'm an elected official.
Well, my wife pointed out vendor number, and I'm like, yeah, I'm impressed.
All right, so we will put a bill in to get rid of it.
Yes.
And by the way, are we employees of the state? Do we run the state? What's our job?
I say we're elected officials. You know, they shouldn't be taking Social Security out.
Well, okay, we're elected officials, but no, wait, I got a question to ask you. Can we take money out of since we're paying for the mileage, can we take from our...
Oh, campaign funds?
No. For our automobile expenses, can we not take those off as a tax deduction? Can we take off clothing bills?
Yeah, I just had to have the suit taken.
Can we take off all sorts of other things? I mean, if
all
we...
your meals at lunchtime if you keep the receipt.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
I heard some reps do take their meals.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I've never done that.
Okay.
But I should, we should look into it.
No, absolutely. I mean,
Because, now that they're taxing us, I didn't know they taxed us. When did this start? Has it always been that way?
yes, it has.
Yeah.
And they
I mean,
also,
I send
take
everything
out
to
Medicare, and they also
my
take
accountant.
out. Oh yeah.
So,
So
he
out
must
of the
know.
$100.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, ladies and gentlemen, we make $100 a year, but we're taxed on it. We get mileage, but we're taxed on the mileage, and we're called vendors.
Yeah.
So don't elect politicians, elect vendors. Maybe that's the way to go about it.
Yeah. Well, and then also, this cool badge
Yeah.
is $15.
I know.
I paid that. No tax money used.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So, but it's got your name on it.
Yes.
And you pay for your license plate.
Yes, $18
Yes, we do.
for our license
That's right,
plates.
we do, don't we?
Yeah. And business cards, which I'm too cheap to buy the business cards. Oh, I forgot. It just popped in my head when I said cheap. The downfall with my conversation with my beautiful wife, there is a downfall.
Oh, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Phyllis, the nurse.
Yeah. Well,
Do you have psychiatry? Do you get...
well, no, I was going to tell, so if Phyllis is watching, honey, your father's calling. So hopefully she isn't going to see this. I am ultra conservative.
Yeah, you're really awful.
Well, not awful.
No, you're awful.
I am off the chart.
Yeah, you're awful.
When it comes to
Yeah,
money.
You're terrible. Republicans don't like you.
I have created more of a monster than I am with my wife.
No.
I'll go to Home Depot or wherever, and I'll say, hey, honey, let's buy this. Do we need it? We got the money. Do we need to spend
it?
Do we need to spend it? So she is worse than I am when it comes to the pocketbook. And I'm like, rats.
What did I do?
Yes.
What did I do?
Yeah.
Well, women traditionally have taken care of the finances in homes, usually, anyway.
Well, is your wife like this? It burns me with, sometimes, not upset burn, but it's like, Phyllis, we make money. We're doing okay. I mean, can we go to the Caribbean, like we used to, and all this other
vacation,
Yes.
one every 2 years.
Buy yourself something, and she'll wear these, not old clothes, but they're getting thin.
Yeah.
And I'll buy some new clothes. Well,
there are women out there going, my husband doesn't say that to me.
But
Go buy something.
Well, but wives, I think, really do. Especially moms. they'll stretch, clothes and other stuff. They'll go without to provide for
But
the
you have
family.
no children at home now.
No, we don't.
And you do make money.
Yes.
So Phyllis, well, why don't you, I got a great idea. Why don't you get her sizes and let's just go buy her clothes. In
That's
fact,
true.
Richard will bring a camera.
Yes.
And we can go down and buy her clothes.
Yeah,
All right, so you get the sizes. So
All
next
right.
time
Yeah, we'll-
we're going to go to, what store we're going to go to?
Well, she likes going, what's that show?
Victoria's Secret.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so, God.
Yeah. A working gear. Because they have a huge section.
Working gear.
Well, because she's a nurse, so she likes going in there, the scrubs, and they got good sales on them, and she's like, oh, this is on sale. And
Where? Where's
right
working?
in Manchester.
It's called working gears.
Yeah.
And what is that for?
Well, it's for like
Everybody?
Carhartt coats and work boots. It's, originally when they started it, I think it was for men, in construction. But they have such a demand for women, or guys that are LNAs and nurses. So they have this huge
Doesn't
section.
she wear occasionally dresses or stuff?
Oh, yes. Yeah, we'll go to, she likes Macy's and JCPenney.
Okay, J.C. Penney's and Macy's. So we're going to go there. Richard,
Yes.
can you get the cameras ready for next week? Get her. How much we going to spend on her?
Oh, I'd love to spend,
$2,000?
Well, yeah, at
All right,
least.
$2,000.
Yeah, I'll get a,
All right. So what would you buy your wife?
well,
Shoes. Get her shoe. Get her.
yes.
Because she'll bring them back anyway, I think.
Yeah.
That's
well,
okay,
that's
that's all
the
right.
problem is I wouldn't know how to buy her clothes.
That's fine. Just so you give her the things and she can take it back.
I
but she
mean,
can't get
like
the
I'll
money.
buy her a sweater or something.
Yeah.
And, I'll see her wearing it, but not a lot. And I'm like, okay, that one didn't work.
No. How you do it is, I bought you this, but here's the receipt,
Yes.
and it goes, and something else is there. All right, so we're spending $2,000 on Phyllis. Phyllis
Yeah.
from Goffstown, nurse, too conservative. You're going to stay out of the working gear with the boots and the men and the climbing the poles. No. We're going to go down and we're going to buy, all right, shoes, a nice dress for her.
Yes.
A couple
yeah,
nice
yeah.
dresses.
Well, we're going to Florida coming up the end of March, so
Really?
Yeah, I'd like to have her.
I thought you weren't going on any vacations.
Somebody's paying me.
Paying you to go to Florida?
Yes,
For what?
it's a wonderful deal. It was my old neighbors, the Berniers. I miss them dearly. I got good neighbors now, the new neighbors. They're retired. Her last day was Friday. And so when she retired, they bought a place in Florida. Well, they looked into moving their stuff, and it's expensive.
Yes.
So he looked at renting just a trailer. That's expensive. Just to rent a trailer, and he'll haul it with his pickup.
Yeah.
So I said, Richard, I have a box trailer.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, a 6x12 box trailer.
Oh, okay.
It's chucker block full right now. And he said, you know what? Instead of me renting a trailer, I'll make a deal with you. I'll pay you this X amount of dollars, what it was going to cost for the trailer.
Yeah.
I'll let you use my pickup, which he has a nicer pickup than me,
Yeah.
a cab and a half. And he says, you get to stay in my house when you come down and we'll visit. And we're still going to go to Disney and all the other places, Busch Gardens.
And then they'll pay you to drive back.
Yes, and I have to pay gas and the tolls if we hit any. But
What are you talking about? You got to pay the gas and tolls to drive his stuff down there?
Hey, excuse me, guys. We need to interrupt the conversation. I have somebody that would like to talk to Ken.
oh,
Uh-oh.
Okay, go ahead, speaker.
All right,
This is Representative Bell on the cell phone from Texas. And Ken, I want you to think straight, tell the truth, and stop the lying.
Oh, Bell the Sorrow from...
Mr. John Burt, can you please tell your voting the speaker? He now has to support Donald Trump's and Christie endorsement.
I have told him that.
Oh, Al, are you really in Texas?
I'm in Dallas, Texas, that's what Richardson.
Oh, my
I
God.
was in El Paso yesterday.
Hey, I got a question. Was Bill O'Brien down there with Cruz?
No, I haven't seen nobody. He's probably home today. Brian, you could supposed to probably lose on the first.
Yeah, so you're in Dallas, Texas, and Al Baldessaro, for those who don't know, sits right where John is, representative, and but you're down there with Trump. You had a really a good couple days, from what I understand. So how do you feel?
Well, listen, it's kind of hard. You come in a little rough over there, but I can understand my good friend John Burt here. You guys, that's your one step to get there is you're out there. And it's called clogging up the, from the air there.
Did you understand him?
No, I missed
we
that
didn't
one.
understand you. You got to talk slower. That's impossible.
Al, I did tell the speaker, Jasper. I said that that he has to be friends with you now, and so you might get a better seat in the next House session.
Okay, well, I know he's doing the people's business for the country, making sure that we're taking care of veterans.
Oh,
And Ken, if you get a promotion there for Secretary of Veterans Affairs, I'll put you as a janitor.
I'm not sure what you said, but I agree with you.
I almost think a janitor.
Janitor? Well, we are looking for a job, both of us
Yeah.
at this particular point.
All right. Thanks a lot, Al.
All right, Al. Take it easy. Well, that was Al Baldessaro.
Yes.
He's in Texas. And he's supposed to be in Florida having a vacation, but I
Yes.
guess they're doing so well that he's in Texas with Trump, and Trump has been paying his I guess Al is, I don't know, working with Trump.
Yes, yeah, that's what. Well, he went to South Carolina,
Yes.
and they did very well there. And then Trump went to Nevada, and Al went to Texas.
Wow.
Al and Trump cleaned house in Nevada.
Yes, that's what yes,
Yeah.
yes, he did.
Yeah.
But last night was let's get back to Phyllis. Phyllis is
Yes.
next week we're gonna take cameras and we're gonna go down and buy Phyllis, his wife, some clothes because she's too cheap, or and I guess I mean that in a nice way.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we just talked to Al, and Al is in Texas
yeah.
with something. If Trump made it, Al Baldessaro would get some sort of a position in the administration. Think about that.
Yes. Yeah.
He would be in Veteran Affairs or something. He'd be probably not number one, but he would be
Oh, I think he'd be right up there.
very well in the mix.
Yep.
What do you think?
I think it's great because, like Trump or not like him, I think Trump is a man of his word, and he'll take care of you if you take care of him. Where some politicians, I don't think goes that way.
Well,
I think they want to use you until they're out of the
Look,
state, and then they're done.
the good thing about Trump is he says he's not a politician. After last night, we know he's not a politician. But it was quite interesting to see Cruz on one side, Rubio on the other side, and they're both going at him at the same time.
Well, I thought Trump wasn't going to show up. Or was that a different debate?
No, he showed up at this debate. No, he
Was Megyn Kelly there?
No, Megyn Kelly, I think they're next week.
Okay, that's the one
But
he's not
I
going to
think
show.
he'll
Okay.
show up for that one too.
He should.
Yes, but and you should hear Rubio. Rubio said today, if Trump didn't inherit $200 million, it'd be in Times Square selling watches. Whoa, those are fighting words,
Yeah.
let me tell you.
Yeah, I bet you that didn't go well.
How are you? Do you really, honestly, truly believe that you got the best people to be president of the United States? Now, don't say better than Hillary. In your opinion, do you have the best
Because
people?
everybody is better than Hillary.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, here we go. God. Yeah, no. Mind your own business for a while. Will you? Do you really think so? That you've got the best people to run against, to be president?
Now, if it's Cruz, which I support, I think the Constitution will be followed more.
Well, the Constitution, and they all follow the Constitution. Come on.
The current guy
They
sitting
all-
down there
they all
now.
you have to follow the Constitution. The question is, can he do the job? Can Cruz
Yes.
do the job?
Yes, and Trump definitely could.
I
and
have
the-
a feeling that
And the reason I say that is because both of them have said they would abolish the Department of Education on the federal level, which we need to.
and that will never happen.
But we got to if we're going to save America.
No, you're never gonna do that.
You
Can't
know,
do that.
You know, they're going to rein some of the spending back, which we have to because we're
Spending
bankrupt.
on what? What do you mean bankrupt? Excuse me. Didn't if I got this straight, when the Democrat took over the presidency almost 8 years ago, wasn't it factual that on the first month that he became president, 800,000 people lost their jobs because of the Republicans?
No, it was because of the recession.
Yeah. And of course they didn't cause it. The recession came because of something called derivatives. That's sort of
Well,
my department.
and what's going to happen? And we had what was it, $6 trillion or $9 trillion debt? I agree. I wasn't happy.
Did he or did he not do a good job to this point?
The current president?
Yeah.
No, because he's pushing money into the stock market.
What are you talking about? He's pushing.
National debt, 19 trillion.
Yes, 19 trillion today.
Do you realize?
How are we going to pay for that?
Are you ready for this? Stop reading all the presidents. Do you realize the only way the United States could borrow money to fight the war, okay, against England, the only way that they could get money was to have money paid back. In other words,
Yes.
They had to borrow money and have a debt before anyone would lend them any money. Did you realize that?
I did not.
There you go. It could be the truth, could not be the truth, but that's factual. So having a little debt is not bad.
19 trillion?
Where did it come from? Excuse me.
Because they're spending.
Who's spending?
The current administration.
The current administration is spending.
And sadly, our Republicans are jumping in bed with them.
Oh, I see. So it's Republicans too. Good for you. Let me shake your hand.
I've always
Good
said,
for you.
I've always
Republicans
said
are just
both
as
sides are responsible
You
for
see,
this
and I
mess.
told-
And that's why I think Trump is so popular.
And I've been telling people that a lot of Republicans don't like you.
Yeah.
And of course, a lot of Democrats don't like me either.
Oh, no, I used to get called, when I ran my first election, the GOP called me up and said, stop throwing us under the bus. And I said, well, fix your party then. And they said, well, no, you can throw the Democrats under the bus, but don't throw us. And I'm like, no, I'm throwing both of you. And I got elected. Oh, now, do you have any friends over in Vermont?
I have no friends in Vermont.
None? Democrat friends?
Not that I know, no.
Because, boy, they're mean over there.
Why?
I made a little comment on WCAX over there, Channel 3, which is like WMUR over here.
Okay.
And then H1 News, it's the big station over there.
Sure.
They were talking about Bernie Sanders probably will win Vermont.
Well, I
His
hope he
three
would.
delegates.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I just put on there, well, that may be true, but the Democrat Party of Vermont will redistribute those 3 delegates that Bernie's going to earn to Hillary.
Okay.
Because Bernie's all for redistribution.
Okay. All right. Socialist.
Socialist.
Okay. All right.
So that was kind of my little joke. Well, in come the call, the messages, and they weren't very kind.
Really?
And I even got an email from one. So he must have went to my website, saw my personal home email, john@burtnh.com, and he emailed me, you're a real a-hole, aren't you?
Really?
And I recognized the name, and I'm like, where is that? So I went back to WCAX where I made the post, and I said, oh, he's one of the ones that made the comment. So I said, well, at least the guy's going out of his way to, reach out to his, well, I'm not his elected official, yes.
Yeah, his nemesis.
But it's like, so why were they so upset about it?
Because, John, you're crazy. Do you understand? You're nuts, all right? You got a wife who wants to go buy boots, not dresses. Come on.
Yeah.
Straighten this out. You can't go on vacation.
Well, no, she buys nurses' sneakers.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
How many pairs does she have?
She does have a couple. Not many.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
We gotta go check. Now you'll know her foot size. All right.
Yeah. Who used to be that lady with the shoes? Marcos? Mahel?
Oh, yeah. Marcos in the Philippines.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, 5,000 pairs,
Yeah,
something
my
like
wife's
that.
not that.
God, you could, if you put those all together, you could have a small ship, and they could have got away in time.
Yeah.
So, Well, we have had a vacation. We'll be going back not next week, but the following week.
Yes. Well, I got to go back Monday, Tuesday, and possibly Thursday to work in committee.
Really?
Yep.
You know, I might too. I don't know.
Well, I'm telling them Tuesday we're executing all of our bills, which means all bills in my committee.
Yeah.
We have to work on.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to make a recommendation, and he's reserved Thursday for a possible, and I'm like, no, let's stay until it's done so I can have Thursday off.
Well, that's almost impossible.
We don't have that many bills.
How many bills?
Maybe 30 to do. And some of them are easy, because we all agree, the Democrats and the Republicans, so there's not going to be much debate. Those will be like that. Now, there are a few bills that I think we'll have a debate.
How many bills did you have in all?
I think with the second committee, we could be approaching 75.
No.
Yeah.
Not 75 bills.
We had 65 original bills, and I think with second committee there was at least 7 or 10 that came from another committee to us because there was a criminal, element to it. And I'm on criminal justice.
Well,
And what committee are you on?
I'm in commerce, banking, and
Oh,
insurance,
yeah.
and consumer affairs. That is really,
Well,
you ought to break that up.
and we weren't the
Yeah.
worst committee. I heard municipal and county had more.
Well, we were right up there ourselves. We had a lot of banking and a lot of insurance and a lot of consumer affairs. I mean, we do all the liquor bills. I mean, come on. This year they had at least 10. So, I mean, we've had 80 bills anyway, and that's just coming back stuff. Is going to be Senate and all that stuff. That's all going to get really crazy. So we're going to really, so we do a lot of work.
We do. Oh, I'm there, not this week, but the past couple weeks, I was there 4 or 5 days. And it's only supposed to be a 3-day job.
Yeah, yeah.
3-day job for 6 months. That's what I was told. Well, I was told 2 days for 6 months when I signed up, to run.
Yes.
And it turned into 3, and I'm like, all right, I can survive on 3, up to the State House, which I love doing it. But now that it's 5, it's like, whoa, come on, this is really affecting my income.
And we're vendors.
Yes.
And we're vendors.
Yeah, yeah. But it stops me from working elsewhere when I have to be up there because, I take it serious. I do, and I do need to break one thing, and I think you spoke to me about it, is my perfect attendance. I'm into my 6th year, and I'm going to have perfect attendance.
Yeah,
on
well,
house,
yeah.
house sessions. I did miss a few committees.
Yeah.
But, when it's exec sessions, house sessions, I make everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you hear of anyone saying they got a perfect attendance in the house, then I get news for you. They've knocked out probably 40 or 50 during the year if they have a simple cold, which the lady sitting next, we call her the biker chick who sits next to me. She's got tattoos and she's, in her 70s and really, we call her the biker chick. No, it's not contagious. This person was out, this person was out, I was out, this person was out, 3 people are behind us. I mean, if you look down from the ceiling, you can see this round little circle. So, ladies and gentlemen, please tell your representatives if they're going all the time without missing any time at all, and they're never sick in 8 years, come on, or 6 years in your case, please.
Well, luckily, the one cold I had, it was when we didn't have house session. I was like, whoo, thank you.
And let's talk about, you had an operation to
Yes,
lose
I did.
weight.
Yep.
You weighed at one time how much?
My highest weight was 378.
378 pounds.
Yeah, it was killing me.
And you had the operation how long ago?
December 21st.
December
So a little
21st.
little over 2 months.
2 months, and you've lost how much weight?
I lost 20 prior to the surgery because that was kind of required, and then I have lost another 66, so 86 total.
86 pounds.
Yeah. And I'm going to lose probably another 70 to 80.
Oh, you can lose more than that.
I could, but they're estimating the time I get down to about 210, I'll probably balance out. And
Then you're gonna have to go work out.
I've never been a big workout. You know what I used to do, and I used to be skinny, and I wished I never stopped it. I used to do aerobics. I loved aerobics.
Really?
Yeah, I was the only guy in there, and some of my guy friends would pick on me, and I'm like, hey, stupid, I'm in a class full of, girls, hot-looking ladies.
That's hard, though. That's not.
Aerobics was very hard. Yeah, very, very hard. But I used to do it, 3 times a week, and I would jog about 15 miles a week. Was average, and I weighed about 200 pounds.
Yeah,
I felt great.
No offense, but I used to run. And I remember one day when I was running, I'm saying, what the hell am I doing this for, running? Why? Why would one run? If you want to run away from the police, or you want to run away from something chasing you, an animal in a zoo, or here comes an earthquake, or fine. But run for the sake of running. Why?
Well, a lot of people do.
Runners are falling down dead. What's going on?
That's true.
I've heard about this a lot.
Yeah.
People who are running are falling down and dying.
Yeah.
Why? What's going on?
Well, what they're saying now is a good walk.
Is it like the bee, that all the bees are dying, now all the runners are dying?
Yeah, no, they're saying just walk. Walking's great for you. And it doesn't beat your body up.
No, I think yes. Walking is, a matter of fact, I just finished a book with all the creative people and their habits.
Yeah.
And I think there was 175 people. And one of the factors that I would say 90% of the writers, actors, whatever in the creative field, one thing almost all of them did was walk.
Oh, yeah.
Almost every single one of them walked at least a couple miles a day. Now, well, of course they're nuts anyway, so they had to get outside and get some fresh air. Right? So walking is really good. It's good for the creative spirit.
Oh, I think so. Yes. Yeah. Oh, now I do have a bill coming up on February 29th, Monday, and it's going to be a big one.
What is it?
It's the Free the Boobies bill.
Free the boobies bill.
Well, they call it something else, but I'll be polite on TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm wondering
this
why.
is what they're calling it.
I'm wondering why he got to this right now. Free the boobies bill.
Well, in New Hampshire, it's not illegal for women to go topless.
Okay.
Currently.
All right.
Well, this is going to, make it where towns can restrict it.
From women going topless.
Yes.
Has there been a problem with women going topless?
No.
No. So you're making, so there you go, ladies and gentlemen. He is a politician who's wasting your time.
I'm not voting
money.
for it.
No, women are not running around topless, okay, but he has to pass a bill to make sure that women don't run around topless.
No, I'm voting against that bill. And some Republicans have already spoke to me saying, John,
you vote so women can walk around topless if this
because it's current law and we don't have an issue.
No, it's not law. There is no law.
That's correct. There is no law against a woman going topless today. Now, over in Vermont, you can go nude in public, and there's no law against it.
Totally nude.
Totally nude. And down in Brattleboro area, there's a small town. There's an old couple. They're probably in their 70s now. Every 2-3 years, they come out and they walk down the road naked and they come back. They don't get the attention they want because everybody just ignores them like, whatever. And they go home and they're like, okay, that didn't work. Because they wanted attention. And they posted this in the paper. And then, 2 years later, 3 years, hey, let's do that again. They walk up and down the street.
What do they want the attention for?
Well, they just want to draw, have an issue over it, and then they can say, oh, you're against this or whatever. And I think that's what this group is. The Republicans that put this bill in, I said, you shouldn't have done this.
How dumb? Why do they do that? And by the way, Al
the bill's going to die.
Al Baldessaro called it dirty.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, Al is.
Al said this was dirty, the dirty bill.
Yeah, Al
You're calling it the booby bill.
Yeah.
I wish women would just vote on these issues instead of men voting on these issues.
Well, we got two females in my committee. I'll let them vote.
No,
And I'll
you-
abstain.
You will let him vote.
Well, I meant,
Ladies and
you know,
gentlemen, he will
100%.
let him- So you're not
Let them
letting
make
him
the
vote.
decision.
So you're not letting him vote
Well, no,
now.
they can vote now, but
All
they're
right,
only
okay.
going to be 2 to what, 18 men. So I agree with you. The 18 men should walk and let the 2 ladies in
Yeah.
the committee vote.
And that's
I'm like,
that's what I remember.
I'm good for that.
When they were voting on abortions, etc., in the state house. Lynn Ober, whose husband also is a state representative,
Yes.
like my wife is a state representative, said to me, if men would just get up and leave the room, the women could take care of this. And I believe it.
yes, yeah.
You know, because it's none of your damn business what a woman does with their body. That's my opinion. Okay, we'll take
To
it
a point, but
to a point. All right, okay. So we will certainly disagree with that. All right, we got about 3 minutes. How can people get in touch with you?
the best way is john@burtnh.com is my email, and my website is burtnh.com, or Facebook, which I do a lot. John Burt, I think it's John A. Burt.
How come I don't get your Facebook thing?
You do. You're a friend on my Facebook.
I don't get anything.
Oh, you must not follow me then. You have to click follow.
Well, I know follow.
Well,
I've
then
got to
you-
be following you.
I see your post.
No, you de whatever to me, de-follow.
No. I got a huge following on Facebook. I do well, and I got to still sign up for whatever you told me to sign up for.
Oh, Instagram.
Yes, I still got to do that. I haven't
It's
done it.
very simple. It's a lot of fun.
Now, should I get one of my grandkids to help me, or?
Sure. I mean, it's simple. Take my word for it. If I can do it, it is simple. Of course, my name is Ken Gidge. You can get in touch with me through Gidge World. It's an art site, Gidge World, or kgidge@aol.com. Nobody likes AOL.com, and kind of they make fun of it. I've never had a problem with it. In fact, when you go to AOL and you're a member, there's a lot of security. And we didn't talk about security, meaning should Apple
Oh, yeah,
give
I
up
wished-
the
Well,
secrets.
I hope they don't. I am supporting Apple. You know what I don't understand on this, Ken? Why doesn't the FBI, Homeland Security, whoever has this cell phone, why don't they just run over to Apple and say, don't tell us how you do it, but can you unlock it? I don't have a problem with that.
No, they had already agreed that it would only be one phone, but that's just not true.
Yeah,
And,
I agree.
And all they wanted to do, you see, if I tried 10 times to get into this and I did the wrong password, what would happen was that this would not work. It would be disabled. So they're worried that if they do 9 or 8 more times, it will be disabled. So they're saying, why don't you just undisable it? And then what we can do is we can get the info out of it. But my name is Ken Gidge. You can get me at where I told you. Also, telephone number. In Nashville, if you want to do the show, come on and do the show. If you're a Democrat, anything, we'd love to have you here. 864-9332. That's 603-864-9332. John, you will be back. Obviously.
I'm thinking next week.
Come
Al
on
will
back
still,
next week,
yeah,
absolutely.
if you don't
Then-
mind having me.
No, then we can beat up Al too.
Yes,
And
yeah.
of course, this ought to be fun. And so we'll all be back at the State House a little next week. I know
Yes,
that.
Yes.
And if you like the show, let us know. If you don't like it, let us know. But just remember, there's nothing like public access. This is the only place that you can do shows like this or any type of shows
That's right.
with no commercials and nobody bothering you. Ladies and gentlemen, always support public access. This is Ken Gidge. This has been The Art of Politics. See you next time.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.